Hi friends, it's me here, Jasmine at Linen Bouquet. Today I have a really fun review for you. I have been sewing these very cute fair and square bags, and I made these during the holiday season. They were gifts for my 3 daughters. So I did make 3 of these, and I want to chat with you today about the pattern. So as someone that doesn't really enjoy the process of making bags, this one was very fun and easy to do. One of my favorite things about it is that you can be as creative as you want. You can add your own little spin, which I did here. You can see that I added the hexes, and I got to use a lot of cute little fabrics that are in my fabric stash that I don't get to pull out very often. This one specifically was made for my daughter Lila, and she's not a big fan of pink. She loves animals and she likes blues and teals. So that is the inspiration that I used for these color pools, and I think it came out really cute. Here with the hexes, I did not need a lot of them, and I actually put them all together in one night and quilted it. It didn't take very long since they are bigger, and I just followed the lines to quilt them on top. It came out really cute, I think. So that is one really great thing about this pattern, is you can be as creative as you want. Another thing that I really liked about this pattern is that she made everything simple. So the piping inside, it is fully lined, like I mentioned. The bag is fully lined inside, but you do not have to sew the bag together and then pull it inside out. That is a step that I don't like that's in a lot of projects, and I get why it's done. It does make it look very finished and neat, but it's a step that with a lot of projects I get stuck on. I like that I didn't have to do that here. If there was a raw edge, it got covered here with the binding pieces, and it looked very clean, neat, and professional. I don't mind a little bit of hand stitching, so whenever I sewed this binding on and then I had to hand stitch on the other side, it was no big deal. So that's another thing I really liked about this pattern. And I have my printout here showing my little notes of whenever I was cutting it all out. Another thing that I appreciated about Rosie's pattern is that she used pictures. That's a really big deal for me. The reason that I like the pictures so much is because it shows exactly what fabrics she was using and what steps. And so sometimes whenever pattern designers are drawing their illustrations, they don't follow the same colors that they used in their original picture, and I like to see the connections between those, if that makes sense. So I appreciated that. While I'm sure she could have added the graphics, and I do like the look of drawn graphics, I think these pictures were really helpful for me whenever I was sewing mine together, because I can see which fabrics she used in what step and the colors. So of course this is black and white, but I was also looking at my laptop, which showed all the colors, and I found that very helpful. One thing that I thought was a little funny was reading through the instructions, and then I came across the word gusset. I did not know what gusset was. I had to go into a Google search and figure out what gusset means. Just so you know, in case you're going through it and you've never heard of that word before, like I hadn't, the gusset is this bottom panel here. And so once I figured that out, very easy. That's the only thing I wasn't sure about. And since we're talking about that piece right now, I'm gonna go ahead and say that that is one part where I wish I had quilted. So in the pattern, it calls for quilting the front, or if you call it the back, I'm not sure. And then this panel up here, it also asks for you to quilt this panel, which the zipper is attached to. But it does not recommend quilting the bottom gusset, as she calls. And now that I have sewn all 3 of my bags together, I wish that I had quilted it, because as you can see, it does kind of dip in a little bit here at the bottom, and I think if I had quilted it, it could have held up a little better, which it doesn't affect the functionality of it. It still works great. It's still holding all my daughters' items, and they really pack these bags full of toys sometimes. So if I were to make another bag, which I probably will because I get a little jealous of their cute bags and want one of my own, But yeah, I would definitely add some quilting here to the bottom panel, and I think that would also look really cute. One thing that I did have a little trouble on was this front pocket here. Whenever I was assembling this vinyl pocket, I was sewing these pieces onto the zipper, and this is called the zipper binding. Whenever I was adding those, they were shrinking up a little bit. While I had cut them correctly, they did shrink up a little whenever I sewed them. This vinyl panel was not reaching to the ends, and that was a little frustrating. But I don't think it's the pattern. I think it was mostly my machine and the way it was feeding through. And you do have to be really careful with this vinyl pocket. There are tips online of how to sew with vinyl. So I would say to go ahead and add either a piece of paper or some type of washi tape under the foot of your sewing machine, so that whenever you're running through the vinyl, the plastic vinyl, it doesn't stick to your machine, and it can go over it smoothly. So that's a little tip that you can use whenever sewing this panel together. And one thing that I noticed was, because I was coming up a little bit short, I thought that I had sewn it well enough, but there's a slight imperfection. Kind of see that the fabric is coming out here. I can slip my finger under there actually. So that was a little disappointing. I wouldn't say it was the pattern. I would just say to be careful whenever you're sewing this front vinyl piece, the bulkiness of the zipper. So I'm a little bummed out about that, and I'm probably gonna have to patch that up somehow, get creative, because I don't want to pull the whole pocket out. So be careful on that part. You could even add a little bit of length on the zipper binding, maybe a 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch to the length before you trim it down to size. That might help too. But I would say everything else on this pattern was excellent. Go check out Rosie's shop. I've never met Rosie, but we became Instagram friends through a quilt bee that we were both a part of. And while I'm no longer in the quilt bee, I do still enjoy the ladies in that group and some of the things that they make, and I really wanted to try out this pattern by Rosie. So go check it out. If you have any questions about the pattern or about my bags, you can go ahead and leave me a comment. This one was all about purple and puppies, so that's for my daughter Adeline. This one is all about cheetahs and that teal color. And then for my oldest, this one was about pink and horses. So I think I met their criteria, and I've seen them very happy with these bags, carrying them around stores and church and families' houses. They stuff them with all their goodies and toys that they want to share. So I think it was a big success. They were really happy whenever they saw these bags under the tree. I didn't wrap them up. I just added little bows to them, so they were really shocked whenever they saw it, and that was a lot of fun. If you liked this video, give me a thumbs up. Make sure to follow. I have a lot more exciting things that I have planned for this year, so I want to be sure that I'm sharing that with you guys, that we get a lot more views so I can create more content. If there's anything that you would like to know about me, either personally or about sewing, let me know in the comments. I also take emails. You can email me, and I will be back with more soon. So see you next time.